A relationship is a huge risk. It's a risk. I don't care what people tell you on social media. I don't care what signs you look for. I don't care what long lists of things that you look for. It's all about the risk. Because you can't bet on people's behavior. People's behaviors change according to what happened in their lives. If something major happens, people's behavior switches. Somebody passed away, their close ones passed away, if they lose money, people's behaviors will always change. Understand this. It's all about taking a risk. I know some of us, we're trying to wait it out until we meet that perfect person, acting the perfect way with the perfect situation and circumstances. But even that is a risk too. But many of us are trying to find the safest risk so that we can feel comfortable. And we don't feel comfortable naturally inside because we are dependent on the outside. It's like, it's like investing your money. It doesn't matter which investment that you choose. Now you can choose one or look for one with, the best, annual past 10 years of profit, but still it's taking a risk. Many of us are looking for the least risk, and we are waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and we can't find the one with the least risk because the way how our minds and fears are set up and our anxiety is set up and our programs are set up. You only see the same thing: fear, insecurity, and risk. But let me tell you, I know people on social media be giving you things to look at and things to look for. I myself do that. If he does this, this, and this, it's probably not a good investment. If she does this, this, and this, but you never know. You can't really go by the beginning stages sometimes. You can't go by the end. I mean, you just, there's no way how to say it. It's all taking a risk. I don't care how great that person is now, it's about the risk. Stop being afraid of the risk because the entire life is a risk. Going to school, not knowing that, you're probably going to spend a whole lot of money on a degree, but it's a risk because you probably ain't going to have a job. You're probably going to work outside of your field. It's all a risk. Relationship is a risk. It's the same risk as everything else. But the thing is, we are walking around here so empty on the inside that if something drops or if something goes left that we don't expect it to or we don't want to, we suffer even more. We get scared and I'm done. I will never. You see, when you invest in money, sometimes you lose some, sometimes you gain some. Then you learn. And then it becomes something that you do. And if you fail or if you lose some, you're like, it's okay, I've gained some. If you lose some again, you're like, it's part of the game. When it comes to relationship, it has to be part of the game too. I think some of y'all don't focus on yourselves anymore in relationships. And that's why the risk is even bigger because when you get in one, you take energy and attention off yourself. And you're quick to give it everything to that person, like that person needs all your attention. Do you understand that everybody has the same amount of effort and energy and everything else, and they can focus on themselves and you focus on yourselves. But when you come together, yes, focus, but don't give everything to everyone because you need your everything. They have their everything that they can use for themselves. But many times, but it's not that it's a risk. It's just that we do it in a way that we stop investing in ourselves. We stop loving ourselves. We stop paying attention to ourselves, our needs, our own wants. And we just look because we think that's the main thing. A relationship is two healthy people who invest in themselves, who love on themselves, who have peace within themselves, coming together and bring that same thing to the dynamic. That's all it is. So when you let your focus off of yourself to focus on him or her, and you lose it. So the risk is bigger because you risking it all. But understand this: life is a risk because at the end of the day, we all going to the same place, in the same grave. We're gonna be the foods of insects. They're gonna eat us our bodies, and we're gonna go back to the soil, and trees are gonna grow in us. We're not going anywhere. We're just going in the universe. We're just going in the atmosphere. But listen, it doesn't matter how good you pick. It doesn't matter how good you gamble. It doesn't matter how good you are. Even people who give relationship advice, they ain't that damn good because you cannot bet on people's behavior. Sometimes, for the right now, you get it right, and sometimes you get it wrong. And sometimes people do what they want to do. That's just it. So listen, be happy. Stop taking things so personal. Stop making it seem like it's about you. Some people they're gonna do what they want to do, but you all be taking it so personal. It's so personal that then your entire world, because somebody told you a story about what relationships should be, what it should look like, what should happen, and the truth is, they all are different. They all are completely different, and I think we need to understand that they are all different, and they all should be treated that way. It should be two people doing their lives. The thing is now is 3 and 4 and 5, and I think that's the biggest risk because everybody wondering. I mean, everybody's scared about cheating. Like cheating is the only thing that people do. You know, the risk gets even worse when you stop focusing on yourself. The risk get bigger. The risk get worse when you have lost your entire self. Because no matter what you gain, you're still lost. No matter if you get the forever relationship and you lost yourself, you still lost. Because that's the main one that counts. Every relationship that you have, the truth is, it's a risk. One's with your kids, one's with your sibling, with your intimate partner, with your parent, is all a risk. But the one with yourself, that's the one that counts the most. Stop being scared because there's no failed relationship. Relationship expire. Relationship sometimes dies a natural death, natural cause death. Sometimes they just finish. But don't let yours finish. Don't let them people confuse you and tell you you gotta. It's everybody have this thing. I'd rather be alone and single. Listen, there can be a point in our lives that we're gonna realize that I wish I did something different. I wish I just did it anyways. I wish I did it anyways. And even if I was wrong, even if I failed, but we take things too personal, man. We take things too personal because we're living on the edge already. In our own minds, we're living on the edge. In our own feelings, in our own hurt, in our own attitude, we're living on the edge. So if something comes and just pushes over a little bit, we lose it. You gotta live in a way that you are completely complete, fulfilled. And you know what though? I know some of you are gonna say, "Oh, I'm already fulfilled, but I'm single." The truth is, many of you are not fulfilled. You say that you are. You said that you are, but you're not. You haven't forgiven. You haven't loved again. You haven't get back on the horse. You haven't been happy. You haven't been free. Your mind is still trapped. You are still overthinking all the damn time. You're still under heavy stress. You still can't afford this. You still can't afford that. You're still broke. You're still poor. A lot of us are not free. But we say we are because we think that we are safer. Let me tell you something, right? You cannot pretend to that you don't have a heart by not loving. Some of you are trying to save your hearts by not loving. You can't do it. Human interactions is needed. Some of y'all stay in your houses all day, every day. Don't go nowhere. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes you have to just live. Sometimes, see, like we watch them people on social media live a life of daredevilness, but they're living while we on here on the couch watching them talking about, oh my God, he's stupid. He must have a death wish. No, it's not that. People are fulfilling their own lives. They're giving their lives meaning while you are trying to be safe, like you're not gonna die anytime now. Imagine if you're in your deathbed, you will actually regret the things that you didn't do more than what you did. And it's something that we have to remember. Something that we have to hold. We're gonna regret things that we didn't do. And one of these things is relationship. Because when we are 60, 65, 70, you want somebody to share that time with. Because time is going. Many of us are in our 20s and 30s, so you haven't experienced it yet. You're waiting until your body is messed up, your body is hurt, your body is not attractive anymore. Some of us are saving our bodies until it looks terrible. so that we can say, "Well, I'm ready now." No, man, this is the time to enjoy your body. And I ain't saying just some of you all hear what you all want to hear. You all hear what you all want to hear. You all think I'm saying, well, so you saying to sleep around? I'm talking to mature people. I ain't talking to childish ass. I'm talking to mature people. You know what I'm talking about. So you saying I should sleep? And that's not what I'm saying. Grow up. Let's be growing for a minute. What are you saving it for? The insects? The dirt? The trees? Think about it. Stop allowing your past and your hurt and your thoughts and your fears and your insecurities to just determine where you go with this life. Stop allowing your fears to determine and dictate your next move. Because if you allow your fears to determine your next move, then you are not choosing your next move. Because fear dictates it. So you're not choosing it. It's happening to you. Some of us are not choosing this life. It's just because of fear. So if you choose because of fear, then you're not choosing. It comes to you. Fear brings certain lifestyle. Fear to invest brings poverty. You gotta work all your life. Fear to marry brings you a bunch of fear of commitment, fear of this, fear of that, fear everything. Why do we have so much fear? Why can't we just release in us that expectations of it's supposed to end this way, it's supposed to be that way? Release all those things and live your life. If you begin to release everything, expectations and how it's supposed to be, how we're supposed to look, and how we're supposed to go, we will enjoy life. But there's so many people telling you how things should be, how things should look, and you paused. You paused because what if it goes a different way? What if it doesn't go the way how my grandmother taught me? What if it doesn't look the same? What if it looks different from his or her? What if it's not what I expected? What if? So what if it doesn't? You have your own experiences to experience. You have your own life. If you would just live and stop worrying about how things supposed to go and what the reason why we get hurt so easily is because our expectations and our insecurities and our own we taking stuff so personal. And with this, if I do something with my body, why do you take it personal? If I have an inability to stay faithful, it's not about you. If I'm sick, it's not about you. If I'm this, it's not about you. You're taking things too personal. Release. Listen, stop flattering yourself. It's not everything is not about you. Everything that I do or he does is not about you. Stop flattering your damn selves. I think we are so self-absorbed that we think everything is about us. We think everything that somebody else do. If your kids do this, if your parents do this, if your siblings, you can't let people be what they want and do what they want, and you be what you want. You're so worried about them being or not being or doing what you desire, but yet you're not doing what you desire either. And that's the one thing that should happen is you do and be what you desire. Instead of expecting other ones and other people to be what you desire and what you expect, you should meet your expectations of how you want to be. And if you understand this, you set people free and then realize that the moment was amazing. It was an amazing lesson. Some lessons are amazing to learn now. But we rather just be on this journey and safe. You think that you're safe. You think you are so safe because you are single. Not realizing that you are you are on a piece of rock that you call Earth. That's spinning around in the middle of nowhere. We can see the sun sometimes. We can't see what's floating around us. So we think that we are safe. We become confident in our ignorance. We think we are safe. Not knowing when this little piece of rock is going to collapse. When something's going to hit it and just destroy it, we are safe. Not knowing what's coming tomorrow. We think that we are safe. You're not safe, people. And let that be okay. I'm not trying to make you more anxious. Stop living on the edge. One little flick, you all done. Why do you do that to yourself? and then blame relationships, blame men, blame women. Stop living on the edge. Stop being miserable. I'm just saying, some of y'all ain't gonna like what I said, but Lord, why do we? It's all an internal battle. There's no enemy on the outside. You blaming a narcissist, you blaming a toxic person. The issue is you, the way how you perceive someone. Everybody now becomes a narcissist. Everybody is toxic because you don't know how to set your emotions on your own GPS so that you can emote the way how you want to emote. You don't want to set your own feelings on your own GPS so that you can feel what you want to feel and go to the feelings that you want. So now you got to blame everybody to make you feel a certain way. This is your responsibility. This is your life. You are the one in charge of what you experience, how you perceive it. But don't blame nobody else for how you perceive life. This is you. We are adults. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Listen, I gotta go. You all be blessed, all right?